Substitute sophomore from Melbourne, Ohio, number 40, Taylor Gregory. And now for your Taylor Trojans. Their coaches, Jody Martinez, is assisted by Natalie Young and Cassidy Wise. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Angola, Indiana, number 40, Abby Brooks. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Angola, Indiana, 44, Becca Brooks. At guard, a 5'7" senior from Columbia City, Indiana, number 14, Aubrey Wright. At guard, a 5'7" senior from Robertsville, Indiana, number 22, Tracy Garrett. And finally at forward, a 5'11" senior from Highland, Colorado, number 32, Kendall Bradbury.
Good afternoon and welcome here inside Odell Arena on a snowy afternoon throughout the state of Indiana. We've already got a couple of inches of snow falling outside, and a couple more will fall throughout the day and into the night. We do want to say we apologize for the video quality here this afternoon. We had some gremlins and some issues getting our HD camera to work. So we go with the old reliable backup equipment here this afternoon. So not in high definition, but we still are able to bring you Taylor basketball here today. It's our first game of our doubleheaders, the women's basketball contest. It pits number 11 Taylor against Mount Vernon Nazarene. The Trojans, third in the Crossroads League, a game back of the first place tie between Marion and Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans, a thrilling 2-point win on Kendall Bradbury's 2 free throws to defeat Indiana Wesleyan on Wednesday night. Jump, the ball tapped to our right. Garrett puts her head in there and almost took it away from Danny Ellerbrock of MVNU. But it's the Cougars who open up. They go from right to left to start. They're in the road blue with green numbers and white letters on the front and back. The letters on the front spell Cougars, the letters on the back spell MVNU. The Trojans open up in a man-to-man defense. They're in the home whites today. Driving, throwing one off the glass and missed is Elizabeth Fee of Mount Vernon Nazarene. Aubrey Wright with a rebound up the floor to B-Books. She fires a left wing three, that one long off the back iron, but twin sister Abby tracks it down. The Trojans with the Books twins, Abby and Becca, Lacey Garrett, Kendall Bradbury, and Aubrey Wright, their normal starting 5. Ellerbrock guards right on the right wing up top. This will be Cassidy Kane to defend Bradbury. The two seniors go at it. Kendall dives in, and she'll draw the foul on the way to the hoop. Taylor shooting on the goal to our right, and Kendall Bradbury will go to the line for the first time today. Foul is on Cassidy Kane, her first. And here goes Kendall Bradbury. As we mentioned, she was 7 of 8 from the line in Wednesday's win over Indiana Wesleyan. She's got some tape on that right wrist, but it doesn't deter her first free throw try as it's perfect right through the middle of the cup. Kendall, 32 points, 6 boards, and all 40 minutes against county rival Indiana Wesleyan. Her 2 free throws with a second left sealed the win for the Trojans. And after the made basket, Taylor applies some light pressure in the backcourt. Fee will walk it across the timeline from right to left in blue for the visitors from Ohio. MVNU, their women's and men's team both got into town last night with the heavy snow coming in starting at 5 a.m. this morning. Kane, left-hand drive to the free throw line. Left corner Gregory fumbled with the ball, had an open look at 3, but that fumble denied her a chance. Shot clock down to 6. Gregory drives, pulls from the mid-post left, and swishes the first jump shot of the afternoon for MVNU. For their first one to go, I should say. So Gregory ties the game up at 2. She's last year's Crossroads League Newcomer of the Year. She's MVNU's leading scorer at 17 tonight. Mid-post right, left side circle pass Bradbury with Kane defending, down the lane to the cutting B-Books, outside to Abby Books, a 3. That one's off the right side of the rim, and Taylor starts 0 of 2 from behind the arc. MVNU from right to left in blue looking for their first lead. Fee around the Gregory screen. They get it back to Gregory's hand. She'll fire from 3 and hit from the left side. She's a 29% three-point shooter and was 0 of 3 on Wednesday. But Gregory has the first 5 points here for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and they have number 11, Taylor, down by 3. They're the only one to hit field goals so far. The only 2 points for Taylor are the free throws from Bradbury. Right off screens up top, drives, got to the left elbow, outside to Abby Books, trying to drive on Perry. Right-hand bounce, flips outside to Garrett, defended by Gregory. We saw Agnostic, the post player from Indiana Wesleyan, do this to Garrett on Wednesday. Wright gets in, drives with 3. Garrett underneath the hoop, tries to throw it up, and she'll step on the baseline as she tried to tiptoe away from the defending Taylor Gregory. Mismatch there for the Trojans, or for MVNU, I should say. As again, Taylor Gregory, the 6'2 center. We saw Agnostic, the post player for Indiana Wesleyan, guard Garrett and kind of add as an extra defender down low. And now the Books twins will trap Fee on the near side. She'll dish it off to Gregory, has the first 5 points. Sends it to the near side corner in Kane. Fee looking, Gregory open again, right side circle, rainbow three, that one missed. And the left hand of Becca Books will tap the rebound to herself. It's still Taylor Gregory 5 and Kendall Bradbury 2 for their respective teams. A Books trying to tie the game with a 3, and now Taylor 0 of 3 to start as Abby misses off the left side of the rim. Out and galloping, Gregory goes off of her left fingertips and out of bounds as she was out racing the Trojans to the other end. It was Elizabeth Fee who tried the long pass and could not connect on the long-range pass. First turnover for MVNU. Taylor with 1 turnover as well. Taylor 0 of 3 to start from the floor, all from three-point distance. After they hit their first 3 threes to start and made 60% of their threes in the opening quarter Wednesday at Indiana Wesleyan. Becca Books, right side 3, rolls in, and she holds that right hand in the air for effect. After missing their first 3 threes, B Books cashes in and ties our game at 5. MVNU breaks the pressure. Free throw line Perry to the far corner in Kane. 1 dribble off, down low. Perry spun away, ball knocked free, swings back out. It finds Gregory's hands. She tries to get her second 3. It bounces down and out. Abby Books had it. It's tapped out of bounds by Elizabeth Fee. So Gregory made her first 3. As we mentioned, she comes in shooting just 29% from behind the arc. And that one was halfway down and then rattled out. 5-5 the score. It's Taylor Gregory 5 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. The 2 free throws for Kendall Bradbury. She's yet to attempt a field goal here in the opening quarter. And the 3-point shot just made by B Books the last time down. She holds here at the top of the key. She'll fire a contested 3 over Fee. That one was down and out, and then rebounded in by Aubrey Wright. She had 7 on Wednesday. Down low, weak side, Bradbury. Nobody covered her, and a nifty find from Aubrey Wright, and Bradbury puts Taylor back on top. 7-5 the Trojan advantage. 4 minutes in here to quarter 1 as MVNU goes from right to left in blue. Taylor applies pressure in the backcourt there in the home whites with purple lettering and gold numbers. Gregory left elbow. B Books defends, fights through a screen, kick out, right wing, rainbow try, no. Tapped away by Garrett. The miss was Elizabeth Fees. MVNU has missed their last 3 3-point tries. Aubrey Wright wants to dial up from long range. It is long off the back of the rim. And the game's still in Taylor's favor at 7-5. Fee high right side. She'll find the trailing Ellerbrock. Now Gregory up top, guarded by B Books. Gregory puts on the next, storms in with grace and power, misses the try on the shot. And B Books will be called for the foul on the take. That's Becca's first, Taylor's first. And Gregory will go to the line where she is shooting 59% this season. Coming off of a double-double on Wednesday in their win over Spring Arbor when they won 54-45. Gregory will switch the first freebie. She's got all 6 of Mount Vernon Nazarene's points. And this free throw can tie the game at 7. It is up, and it is good. Mount Vernon Nazarene's points have come from last year's Crossroads League Newcomer of the Year, Taylor Gregory, whose father, Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, is known for a long while. Aubrey Wright, near side wing. Bradbury around the arc to Garrett. Gregory giving her plenty of space. B Books comes off of screens. Garrett now uses the right-hand dribble and deals off to A Books, higher left side. A Books being defended by Perry. Bradbury, 4 defenders around her, and she traveled as she tried to fake to her right and go to her left. Second turnover against Taylor here in the opening quarter. Subs come in for both sides. Rachel Perry exits along with Elizabeth Fee for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Checking in for the Cougars are Rachel Parks and Kayla Havorka. And here we get to see Sydney Huffman for the first time today for TU. She replaces Lacey Garrett. Huffman played spectacularly on Wednesday. 5 assists, no turnovers in 17 minutes. She also had the game-clinching steal to end the game on Wednesday night. Halfway home here in the opening quarter, game tied at 7. Havorka chased off the arc by Bradbury. Left-hand floater off the glass too strong, and Bradbury has her first rebound for Taylor. The Trojans looking for their first lead in a long while. Huffman to her classmate B Books, jabbing and trying to get Gregory to bite. Back out near the timeline to Huffman. Right-hand dribble twice and 3 times. Now back to her left, and B Books left side high. She wants to drive on Gregory, stops at the free throw line, out to the near side arc. Here's Aubrey Wright slashing in for a right-hand layup around Ellerbrock. First bucket for Aubrey Wright, and that puts Taylor back on top by 2, 9-7, with 4:20 remaining here in this opening quarter. Ellerbrock will run the point. Huffman guards her at the top of the key. Ellerbrock walks to her right, now deals back to the near side of the floor. MVNU going from right to left in blue. Gregory has all 7 of their points. She deals off here up top, trying to change that as Ellerbrock with a 3, and she switched it from the left side circle. First bucket for someone not named Taylor Gregory. And Ellerbrock, a 31% three-point shooter, trying to put the memory of going 0 for 4 on Wednesday behind her, and she does. Huffman trying to go wall to wall. Her left-hand layup just glances off the rim after a good bank try. Taylor on defense, down by 1. Here comes MVNU up the far side of the floor. Parks to Kane, and she traveled on the head fake. Second turnover for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. Mount Vernon Nazarene 38%, Taylor at 33%. But the big difference right now, the Trojans have been outscored by 3 behind the arc. They've made 1 3-point try. Mount Vernon Nazarene, none. Kendall Bradbury had to remove something. It's passed down the arc, or down the bench, excuse me, and does not end up in athletic trainer Patience Ramsey's hands, so not too bad. Becca Books wants her second 3. It was 3/4 of the way down and then just rattled out, but thankfully for Taylor, Aubrey Wright has the offensive rebound. Huffman drives, weaves, floats, banks, misses. Too strong, and Taylor Gregory, the tallest player down there for either team, rebounds it for the visitors. Right side of the floor, Ellerbrock, MVNU with the ball in a 1-point lead. Havorka, a heaving left-hand try, will bounce off the rim and missed. She shot that one from her hip, and it rattled too strong out of the rim. Near side of the floor, Books trying to go down low. Bradbury tapped out of bounds by MVNU. It stays here with Taylor. More subs in for the Trojans. Meredith Deckard and Lauren James on for the first time. They'll spell Huffman and Abby Books. So that leaves Wright, Bradbury, and B. Books as the only two on the floor right now for Taylor. They trail by 1 here in the opening quarter with just about 3 minutes to go. Bradbury trying to give Taylor the lead back. Her straightaway 2 is too hard off the back of the rim, and Kendall misses her second field goal try of the afternoon. Parks fakes and drives, bumps with the Bradbury left block. Up top, Gregory has missed 2 threes in a row, now make it 3. James is shoved from behind by Havorka, and the ball will go out of bounds, and Taylor will get the possession back. Gregory missed. That's Havorka's first, the second one against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Elizabeth Fee returns. She replaces the leading scorer, Gregory, who has scored 7 of the first 10 points for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They're led by 4th-year head coach Amanda Short. The Trojans led by 2nd-year head man and 19th season overall as a head coach, Jody Martinez. Parks tries to defend Deckard. Down to Wright, pass over Deckard's head. That'll go to the backcourt, and that's a bad turnover by the Trojans on an over and back violation. Taylor just 3 of 12 from the floor to start. Mount Vernon Nazarene 3 of 10. The difference right now, though, the Trojans have made 2 free throws. The difference, though, being Mount Vernon Nazarene has made 1 3. And they lead by 1 more 3 than Taylor, I should say, and they lead by that margin right now, 10-9. 2:25 and counting here in the opening quarter. Mount Vernon Nazarene in blue. Taylor defends in white. Fee high right side. B-Book's giving her space. Field D's off to Ellerbrock. Down low Kane, and she traveled with it as she hop-stepped from the mid-post right with Deckard defending. Third turnover against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Last couple times, one team's gotten a turnover, the other team comes back and repays the turnover right back to their opponent. 2:10 to go here in the opening quarter. Taylor from left to right. They're the 11th ranked team in the country, riding a 6-game win streak. Bradbury right block gets away from Kane, and then Kane held her wrist as Bradbury had her pinned on the right block. Second one against Kane. She's been the one tasked with defending Bradbury this afternoon. But by picking up her second foul, she'll have to go to the bench. And Taylor Gregory, their leading scorer, back in for Mount Vernon Nazarene after a brief time on the bench. Deckard will get it in on the near baseline. Taylor shooting on the basket to our right. Near side corner, the pass goes to Wright. Right side circle, B-Books looking Bradbury's way. And they can't get it to her. Wright outside, near side of the floor, driving B-Books to the baseline, got into the air, throwing to the corner. Wright will spin it around to Deckard. Fakes a pass to her right, far sideline pass to Aubrey Wright, intended for B-Books down low, and Gregory stole it. Taylor being very sloppy with the ball here in the opening quarter. And MVNU from right to left trying to build on this 1-point advantage. They've led by as many as 3 at 5-2. They lead by 1 right now with 95 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Drive, pull up, league logo, back rim, dances just off for Elizabeth Fee after running her defender through a screen at the free throw line. Another opportunity for Taylor to try to take the lead back. James, a contested three over Gregory. Perfect from the left wing. A 3-ball by Lauren James. And a foul called, no. Just an inadvertent whistle as B-Books will tie her shoelace. Some time went off the clock, 6 seconds to be exact, so it'll go back to 1:19 on the game clock. Sydney Huffman back in for Taylor, replacing Aubrey Wright. 1:13 to go here in the opening quarter. Second 3 of the afternoon made by the Trojans has given them the 2-point lead at 12-10. Taylor is led by here this afternoon so far. 1:19 remaining opening quarter. James will apply pressure in the backcourt to Fee. Pass far side of the floor, Gregory. She'll step across the timeline, dribbling with her right hand. To the corner, the pass goes, and Ellerbrock. Down low to the screen and roll by Gregory, contested by Bradbury, but Gregory, 2 inches taller, throws it in. She's got 9 points here in the opening quarter, and our game tied at 12. B. Books drives right around Gregory. Her bank shot will just roll off, and it's a rebound for Elizabeth Fee down low for MVNU. B. Books just 1 of 5 to start from the floor. That's her first try from 2-point range. 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Haley Stratman to the scorer's table for Taylor. Gregory has 9 of the first 12 for MVNU. Deals off to Ellerbrock, who's got the other 3. Screen and roll again. Bradbury taps the pass away from Gregory as Taylor doubled the ball handler. It's deflected out of bounds near sideline. Haley Stratman comes in for Taylor. She replaces B. Books. Nieto, she'll replace Bradbury. So Nieto will be the one tasked with defending Gregory. The 2 sophomores stand at the left elbow. Havorka to get it in with 8 to shoot for MVNU. Game tied at 12, opening quarter. 30 seconds left to go in quarter 1. Gregory gets around Nieto, throws it in and just misses it as MVNU looks for a foul. Shot clock turned off with 24 seconds left. Huffman hits the brakes hard at the timeline. And now Taylor will hold for the final shot, trying to go to the second quarter with the lead after playing a very sloppy opening stanza. James out near the volleyball line, now top of the key, trying to knife her way down the lane. That's a reach and foul up top against Ellerbrock, and that's her first and the 4th against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in quarter 1. 8 6/10 seconds left here in this first quarter. Game tied at 12, and it'll be Deckard to get it in on the far baseline. Left side arc to Stratman with 6. Huffman with 5. Now James will try to take it herself with 3. Down the lane, jump stop, throws up a floater that just misses off the right side of the rim, tapped out of bounds, and that will be the end of the opening quarter. A rough shooting outing for both teams in the opening quarter. We are tied at 12 as we head to the second quarter. That is set 9 points below the Trojans' season average in first quarter score. And we're back with quarter number 2 after this here on the Trojans Sports Network. These two teams got very familiar a year ago. They played 3 times. Taylor winning both times on their home floor. That was in the regular round of last year's Crossroads League tournament. No starters on the floor for Taylor to start. It's Deckard, James, Stratman, Huffman, and Nieto. A 3-ball from Deckard on the right wing gives Taylor the lead right back. Good start to this second quarter as the entire starting 5 for Taylor. Watch the start of this second quarter from the bench. It's Gregory, Ellerbrock, Havorka, who's a reserve player, along with Fee and Perry, who's back out there. So Havorka, the only non-starter out there for Mount Vernon Nazarene to start the second quarter. Ellerbrock, left side circle, fakes to her right, tried to dart to her left, outside to Havorka. Sydney Huffman comes to help. Havorka spins away, high pass out near the timeline. James tried to poke it away, but Fee snatched it back. 1 second to shoot. Fee lets it go just before the horn, and it just goes in. Fee's first scoring brings MVNU back to within 1. It looked like when she got that ball near the timeline. And now an off-ball foul called against MVNU, and that's going to go against Taylor Gregory. That's her first. But it looked like when Fee got that ball back almost right near the timeline on the near sideline, with James adding that pressure for Taylor, as Savorka exits. And Parks back in for the first time in the second quarter for Mount Vernon Nazarene. It looked like Fee wasn't going to get that shot off in time and got it off just before the horn sounded. 15-14 the Taylor lead. This is their second possession of the second quarter. Huffman, dribble, pull up, straightaway, three ball. She gets it. So 2 straight threes to start this second quarter off by Deckard and now Huffman. And Taylor takes their largest lead of the afternoon. Number 11, Taylor up by 4, 18-14. A minute and 15 seconds into the second quarter. Fee to Parks. Runs Deckard around a screen, pulls up from 5 feet. Good recovery by Deckard to challenge. Gregory blows right by Nieto. Her shot too strong. Perry with a shot down low, puts it in over contact, and she'll have a chance to complete the and one. First points for Perry this afternoon. The foul is on Nieto, her first, and the team's first of the second quarter. Perry to the line where she's shooting 58% this season. Make it a 1-point game, 90 seconds into quarter two. The righty fires and hits it. So Perry completes the and Taylor's lead back down to 1. After shooting miserably, both teams only made 4 field goals in the opening quarter. Taylor was 4 of 15, Mount Vernon Nazarene 4 of 13. Both teams 2 of 2 to start. Huffman drives, stops mid-post left, trying to find help and throws it outside the arc to Deckard. So both teams have made their first 2 shots from the floor to start the second quarter off. Deckard got the quarter going with a 3, flipping outside, near side arc to Stratman. Left-hand dribble, puts her shoulder down, throws one off the glass, and Stratman gets the and one as she threw it in from her hip, and it banked off the glass, and she drew the foul. Nice drive there by Haley Stratman. Draws the foul on Rachel Perry. Haley to the line, where she's 3 of 6 this season. And she'll match what a driving layup and an and one. And again, Taylor back in front by a game-high tying 4, 2 minutes in to quarter number 2. Trojans on a 6-game winning streak. They are the 11th ranked team in the country. Mount Vernon Nazarene comes in 10-9. They're 3-4 in league action. They're in 7th place right now, but just 1 game back of a 3-way tie for 4th place. Ella Brock from straightaway, left-hand drive, back to the cutting Perry. She'll lose the dribble, and Deckard will snatch it away from her. Turnover number 4 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Deckard out and running. She'll slip it on through to Nieto, who lays it in with the right hand. Look at Deckard thread the needle. And that forces a Mount Vernon Nazarene 30-second timeout as Taylor leads 23-17. Almost 2.5 minutes into quarter number 2. Taylor 4 of 4 to start from the field here in this second quarter. 2 threes, an and one from Stratman, and then that pretty little layup as Nieto got it in transition, and then Deckard threaded the needle. Meanwhile, they are 2 of 3 from the floor to start here in the second quarter. They made their first 2 shots. They have the ball out of their own timeout. Nieto will guard last year's newcomer of the year, Taylor Gregory. She'll hand off to Ella Brock, and now back to Gregory. Around the arc, the ball spun to Parks. 7:20 left to go second quarter. Taylor has outscored MVNU by 6 to start. They almost force another turnover, and they do, as the ball deflected out of bounds as Fee could not fight through the double team of the Taylor defense. So the ball goes back to the Trojans after being dead even at 12 after the first quarter. Taylor has outscored MVNU 11-5, and they've made their first 4 shots of the Trojans here of this second quarter. It's all reserves on the floor right now. Stratman, James, Huffman, Deckard, and Nieto. James, left sideline, a 3 over multiple people will just miss off the front of the rim. First miss by the Trojans here in quarter 2. Still a 6-point Taylor advantage. Ella Brock weaving, pitching it back out to Gregory. Thought about a 3 for a moment, then Nieto cut her off. Ella Brock, step back, left wing, 3 ball. Nope, short. James will rip the rebound down for Taylor. Here comes James maneuvering to her left, skipping and pitching it back to Deckard. Right hand bounce. Stratman was there, she'll cut down the lane, and then Deckard will deal off to Huffman. The 5 Taylor starters wait at the scorer's table for the next dead ball. Huffman drives, and they get Nieto on a moving screen near the free throw line. Second one on Kiara Nieto. Second one against Taylor here in the quarter. And after a splendid start, a splendid 3.5 minutes to start off this second quarter, the 5 starters for Taylor come back on for the first time here in this second quarter. So that's Abby and Becca Books, Lacey Garrett, and Aubrey Wright after the bench gave Taylor an 11-5 start to this second quarter. Gregory with some tape around her left ring finger and left pinky. The ball now far sideline in the hands of Parks. Left-hand dribble, kick to Gregory. Between the legs, bounce for the 6'2 center. She'll skip the pass over to Ellerbrock. To the corner and a 3 on the way by Parks, and she'll hit it from the right side corner. Parks is a 25% three-point shooter. MVNU at 29% coming in. That's their third 3 ball here of the afternoon. That brings them to within a possession. Down 23-20. Near sideline, Aubrey Wright. Left-hand bounce to the top in Bradbury. Over a contested shot off the right side of the rim is near defended. Bradbury, after going 5 of 9 from 3, 0 of 1 to start here. A 3-point Taylor lead. Ellerbrock with the ball for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Back outside, Gregory trying to tie it with her second 3, and she does. This one coming in front of the Taylor bench. Gregory, our first player in double figures. She's got 10. She had missed 3 threes in a row. But out of the Mount Vernon Nazarene timeout, the starters came back in for Taylor, and 2 quick 3 balls by Mount Vernon Nazarene have deadlocked our game at 23 aside. 5:23 and counting here in this second quarter. B-Books up top, back to the near sideline. Garrett, not a 3 shooter, so Gregory gives her plenty of space. Wright fakes the 3, got Ellerbrock in the air. She'll pitch it outside. This will be Garrett driving with 3, scooping and missing as Garrett did a good job to get into Gregory's body, and that will be the second personal foul against Taylor Gregory. Third one against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in quarter 2. And that'll put Garrett to the line for 2. Lacey, a 67% free throw shooter. She'll rattle in the first one for her first point of the afternoon. So Gregory out. Maggie Koblenz in for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and that's a big loss for Gregory. She scored 12 of their first 23 points. And they like to run the offense a lot through her, particularly today. Second one by missed front rim short, and then she'll get called for a reach and foul as Fee had inside position. Garrett straight lined that one into the rim. Blentz, will get it back with B-Books shading her in the backcourt. Fee will walk it across, jogging across the center jump circle now. Picks it up, now to the volleyball line and Ellerbrock. Garrett defending her in the man-to-man. Ellerbrock, left-hand dribble down the left side of the lane, stops pitching outside. Parks got her left hand on it and hauled the off-target pass in. Koblenz weaving, pitching outside. This will be Fee. Left-hand bounce, right-hand floater for the lead, and that gives MVNU a 1-point advantage back. Elizabeth Fee with 4 points here in the second quarter, and Taylor finds themselves down by 1, 25-24, and Huffman walks back to the scores table for TU. Near side arc right, top of the key Garrett. Fakes a pass to her left, then back to the near side and Aubrey Wright. Left-hand bounce, 3 defenders converge to the left side arc in Garrett. Not a 3 shooter, trying to measure her way into the paint to Abby Books, who is a 3 shooter with 8 to shoot. Koblenz defending, left-hand bounce, Books. Down the lane comes, knifing in, and then a push will be called against Elizabeth Fee as she went for the steal, almost got it, but then collided with Abby Books and sent her down to the parquet floor. First one on Fee, fourth one against Taylor in the quarter. Sydney Huffman back in for Taylor. She replaces Lacey Garrett. Amanda Short, the head not happy with the call against Fee. Taylor with the ball, down 1. Fresh shot clock to work with here. Bradbury, slow to get off the floor now. Backdoor screen, B Books to A Books, but Abby missed a spinning layup try from the right side of the rim. Koblenz up the near side of the floor, hesitates. MVNU with a 1-point lead over number 11 Taylor. With 4 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. Losing it out of bounds is Fee as she took her eyes off of it, and it goes off of her shins into the Taylor bench. Turnover number 6 against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in the game so far. Each team with 4 3-point baskets. MVNU 9 of 20 from the floor. Taylor 8 of 22 in field goal shooting. 3:50 to go before halftime. Taylor with the ball from left to right and White. They trail by 1. Huffman takes the bounce pass from Bradbury, high left side. Top of the key, B Books to Bradbury, trying to drive on near. She'll slip it on through. It's deflected out of bounds by Ellerbrock as Bradbury tried to find Aubrey Wright. After scoring 11 of the first 16 points here in the second quarter, MVNU has come back, and they've outscored Taylor 8-1 to take this 1-point advantage. Inbound up top, B Books, a deep 3 ball is off the right side of the rim. In traffic is Ellerbrock, and here she'll come running the other way. Taylor just 4 of 13 from three-point range, and Fee turns it over again. She travels it with it, trying to dart in from the right side wing. Fee slammed the ball down. She is warned, looks like she has a soft warning from our head official. Wasn't anything malicious, she was just upset with herself. Kayla Havorka in for the first time here the second quarter for Mount Vernon Nazarene. She replaces Rachel Parks. A rough first half continues here for the Trojans. The bench outscored MVNU 11-5 to start the second quarter off. Backdoor cut, high pass, Bradbury hauls in, off-balance throw, she'll miss it. And there's the 5th foul against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in this second quarter. And that puts Taylor in the bonus. The guilty party is Madison Neer. That'll put Bradbury back to the line. Kendall 2 of 2 from the line this afternoon, and now 3 of 3. Ties the game at 25. 3:16 remaining before halftime. Second one from Bradbury. Perfect. 6 for her, and Taylor back in front by 1. B. Books applies pressure in the backcourt. She's out there with Abby Books, Sydney Huffman, Aubrey Wright, and Kendall Bradbury. So Huffman the only non-starter right there right now for Taylor. Fee, near side of the arc, up top, Koblenz. Good job by B. Books to fight through the off-ball screen. Koblenz cuts down to her right, got into traffic, threw it out. That shot might have been blocked by Wright. It goes out of bounds and stays here with Mount Vernon Nazarene. Koblenz tried to get away from both of the Books twins, and then Wright came in to block her shot out of bounds. 9 to shoot for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Havorka will deal it in. 5 to go here in quarter 2. Havorka looking, finds someone down low. That's Koblenz, goes up, leaned back and threw it up off the glass and nothing else. It's rebounded by Bradbury of Taylor. Huffman wheeling up the floor immediately to Abby Books. She'll back it out as Fee cuts her off. Here's Huffman up top for her second three, halfway down and out. And a whistle comes, and then Fee pushes both Wright and Bradbury away. And now there's a second whistle. I think this will go against Mount Vernon Nazarene. It will. It's Elizabeth Fee. That's her second. And Mount Vernon Nazarene head coach Amanda Short and one of her assistants not happy. Short walks to the end of her own bench in frustration. That's the second foul against Fee and puts Bradbury back to the line for 2 more, as Taylor already in the penalty. Or in the bonus, I should say. She makes it. She's 5 of 5. And Taylor leads by 2. Remember, Mount Vernon Nazarene has their leading scorer, Gregory, on the bench with those 2 personals. Bradbury misses the second free throw, and Bradbury get tied up. Both fall to the floor, and both get back up under their own power. 2-point Taylor lead, 2:33 to go in the second quarter, 27-25. The Mount Vernon Nazarene with the ball. They go from right to left in blue. Havorka off to Ellerbrock as Taylor looked to be in their 3-2 zone momentarily. Pass to the right baseline. Havorka weaving through multiple defenders. She sliced through the Taylor D and banked it in with the left hand. First points for Havorka and Taylor, and that ties the game at 27 once again. Right near side arc, defended by Ellerbrock. Left hand drive, got into Ellerbrock, got away and banked it in to put Taylor back in front by 2. Second field goal by Aubrey Wright. Taylor regains a 2-point advantage with 1:55 remaining here in the second half. A heave to Havorka, a 3 to give MVNU the lead back. It's short, but nobody boxed out Havorka. She goes into Bradbury. She'll miss the and one try as the ball danced off the rim. Nobody boxed out Havorka, and she went streaming in on the near side arc. First one on Kendall Bradbury, 4th one against Taylor in the quarter, and 2 free throws for Havorka to tie the game at 29. The first one from the lefty will miss, a rare miss for the freshman from Salem, Ohio, an 82% free throw shooter this season. Parks back in for MVNU. She spells Koblenz. So the best Havorka can do on this trip to the line is make it a 1-point game. And the lefty will. All 3 of Havorka's points have come here in the second quarter. And her first free throw of the afternoon makes it a 1-point Taylor lead. 29-28 for the 11th ranked Trojans with 1:42 to go before halftime. Havorka guards Abby Books up top. This is Neer defending Bradbury. Nice bullet pass down to right. Couldn't get a shot off. Outside the arc to Huffman. She'll fake and drive outside to right. Fakes the 3 with Ellerbrock defending. 9 to shoot. Bradbury fakes to right block. B. Books trying to go up and under. Cut off, spinning, pivoting, trying to find a space, and her bank shot will just miss. Tapped away. B. Books almost able to get it from Havorka, who flips it over to Parks. Bradbury slipped on the near sideline. She's slow to get back up. but she'll jog to the block and defend near. 68 seconds separate us before halftime. MVNU with the ball down 1. Havorka, left hand bounce, quickly to the corner and Ellerbrock. Bradbury guarding her. Ellerbrock skips up top, faking a 3 and driving his feet. Almost lost the ball. Step through move, just got it over the top of the rim. And Fee with 6 second quarter points. This her most recent one, has given Mount Vernon Nazarene the lead back at 30-29. Taylor, a dreadful shooting performance here in this opening quarter. They're 9 of 26. 35 seconds left to go before the halftime. MVNU should get the ball back, and an off-ball foul against Havorka as she pushed Huffman down to the ground, who was setting the off-ball screen to get Abby Books open up top. Second one on Havorka, 7th one against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in quarter 2. So Koblenz will have to come back in to get Havorka. And Huffman to the line for 2 free throws. She needs both to give Taylor the lead. First one ties it at 29. So Koblenz back in. Stratman returns for Taylor to replace Bradbury, who has ended up on the floor a couple different times here in the second quarter due to collisions. Huffman made the first for Taylor to tie it at 30. This one for the lead back. Got them both. And Sydney, second quarter points. And Taylor back in front by 1, 31-30. About 2 seconds between game and shot clock. Parks near sideline as the Trojans try to trap MVNU. Ellerbrock moves to the right side of the floor outside the arc. Back to the near side and Parks. Taylor in the 3-2 zone. Ellerbrock left-hand drive, got her to the free throw line, sending to the corner and Fee. 10 to shoot, pulls up, 5-foot jump shot long, tapped around the rim a couple different times, and she could have hit it, near had it, and now Huffman wheels up the near sideline with 4. With 3, ball loose, B-Books has it still loose on the floor, trying to get it off to somebody. Abby Books throws up a prayer. She was taken down to the floor, and they'll wave it off. They'll say that Books did not get the shot away before the horn sounded. And so Taylor, after shooting 9 of 26 in the opening quarter, or the opening half, and have had some really bad turnovers here in the first 20 minutes, they go into the halftime break, leading Mount Vernon Nazarene by 1, 31-30. Here on the Trojan Sports Network, we'll return momentarily with our BSN Sports Halftime Report. Back here inside Odell Arena, this is, excuse me, the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, Taylor holding on to a 1-point lead over Mount Vernon Nazarene. Taylor, the 11th ranked team in the country. They shot 9 of 26 from the floor in that first half for 35%. They were just 4 of 14 from 3 after they were 14 of 24 for 58% in their win over Indiana Wesleyan on the road on Wednesday. Taylor went to the line 11 times in that opening half. They made 9 of them. Mount Vernon Nazarene, on the other side of things, they shot better than their season average from the floor in the first half, 42%. That is 3 percentage points higher. They were 4 of 11 from 3, which is 7 percentage points higher. They came in at just over 29% from behind the arc, and they made 4 of their 5 free throws. Just one player in double figures, and that will belong to Mount Vernon Nazarene's Taylor Gregory. She had 12 points on 4 of 9 shooting. She also knocked down 2 of her 5 three-point tries to lead Mount Vernon Nazarene in scoring in that opening half, but she did not play as many minutes as MVNU would have liked. She picked up 2 fouls and had to watch most of the second quarter from the bench. Other top scorers for Mount Vernon Nazarene, the only other person to make more than 1 basket was Elizabeth Fee. She had 6 points in the opening half. 3 points apiece for Rachel Parks, Kayla Havorka, Rachel Perry, and Danny Ellerbrock. Ellerbrock and Parks both made 3-point baskets. Playing but not scoring in the first half for Mount Vernon Nazarene, Cassidy Kane, Madison Neer, and Maggie Koblenz. Their leading rebounders in the first half, all with 3, were Gregory, Fee, and Ellerbrock. The leader in assist was Ellerbrock. She had 3. For the Trojans, they had nobody in double figures. Kendall Bradbury led the way with 7, but Kendall made just 1 field goal in the opening 20 minutes on only just 3 tries. She was 5 of 6 from the line as well. 5 points off the bench for Sydney Huffman on a 3-point basket and 2 free throws. Aubrey Wright had 4. A whole slew of players had 3. Becca Books, Meredith Deckard, Lauren James all got their 3 points on a 3-point basket. Haley Stratman's 3 came on an and 1. Kiara Nieto had 2 points in the opening half, and playing but not scoring in the first half for Taylor was Abby Books. So the Trojans in a tight one right now, leading by 1, 31-30. The Trojans came in averaging 39 points per game in the opening half, so they're 8 below their season average here. Mount Vernon Nazarene right at about their season average of 30 points. In the first half, they had 29, an average of 29 in the opening half, or in the opening half coming into this afternoon's contest. So we'll be right back with our second half right after this here on the Trojan Sports Network. Mount Vernon Nazarene will start with the ball to start the third quarter off. The other big stat to note from the first half, the Taylor bench outscored the Mount Vernon Nazarene bench 16-6 in our opening 20 minutes. Ellerbrock, Kane, Fee, and Perry, the starting 5 out there for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Taylor counters with their starting 5. Will set their lineup when they get the ball back. Kane fakes an open 3 to Gregory near side. Bradbury defends. Now Wright switches on a screen. Back to the near side, and Kane, a little miscommunication. Bradbury able to cut Kane off. 8 to shoot. Fee will storm down the right side of the lane. Stop, pop, and will miss as it bounces off the back of the rim and then falls down to the parquet floor. It's rebounded by Taylor's Becca Books. Abby Books will tee up a 3 and hit it from the high left side. Now every player that has played for the Trojans today has gotten at least 1 point, as Abby Books was the last player to not achieve scoring status in the opening half. Her 3 ball here starts off the third quarter and gives Taylor a 4-point lead at 34-30. Ellerbrock, they spin it around the arc. She'll get it on the left block. Fakes the pass, will bounce it outside to Gregory in front of her own bench. Between the legs bounce, tied up by Garrett. Ball still loose, and a reach-in foul comes against Taylor, to the dismay and displeasure of Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, who looks for a held ball that will not come. Second one against Bradbury for Taylor. First one here in the third, as Garrett came in and tied up Gregory. And then they got Bradbury for the reach-in from behind. Kane runs her defender into a screen. He'll deal outside to Gregory. Step back 3-ball to make it a 1-point game. That one glances off the left side of the rim. There's Garrett diving for it on the sideline. She had it, but couldn't haul it in as she fell to the floor. It bounced away as she was able to knife that one away from Elizabeth Fee. Gregory now 2 of 6 from three-point range after going 2 of 5 in the opening half. A minute and 10 seconds into this third quarter. Taylor with a 4-point lead. They've led by no more than 6 here this afternoon. Kane on the near side arc. Aubrey Wright defends. Ella Brock off a screen with Garrett marking her. Ella Brock back to her left, tried to step back and could not get a shot away. Fee dribbling, Abby Books defending. Kane fakes and Wright will defend. Now Wright switches, going in, spinning away. Taylor looks for an offensive foul, but missing the shot was Elizabeth Fee as Fee collided with Wright. Garrett up the front of the floor to the trailing Abby Books. She'll fake around Fee, got in, floats it over Gregory for another deuce. A 5-0 start for Abby Books, and that's all 5 points here in this opening half as Taylor head coach Jody Martinez across from us still tries to get an explanation, trying to figure out why Elizabeth Fee was not called for an offensive foul in his own eyes. The explanation looked to become that she came with her forearm. There's a block from Aubrey Wright, knocked it out of the hands of Perry. Scooped off the floor by Garrett. Great energy from the Trojan start. B Books a 3-ball. No, off the right side of the rim, and no one there in white to gobble up the rebound. After making her second 3-point try of the afternoon, B Books has missed 4 in a row. A 6-point lead for Taylor, matching their biggest of the afternoon. Mount Vernon Nazarene still looking for their first points here since halftime, or since the first half. Gregory trying to do that with a 3. Nope, that one way too long. And the weak side rebound is Becca Books's. Up the floor to Bradbury, tapped by Gregory. To the baseline it goes, it's out of bounds off of Gregory and Mount Vernon Nazarene. A dangerous pass thrown by the Trojans from the back court to the front court. And Gregory, with that 6'2 frame, almost knocked the ball away and was almost able to give the ball back to MVNU. A 5-0 Abby Books start this third quarter off for Taylor. They lead by 6, which ties their biggest margin of the game. Near side arc Garrett as Taylor goes from right to left in white. Lacey to the paint, driving baseline right. B Books will thread it through, tapped away by Ella Brock on a long pass. Ella Brock left sideline. Mount Vernon Nazarene still looking for their first points here in the third quarter. Ella Brock drives. She gets a pass away to Gregory. Drives in. A Books comes to help. Tap the pass. Almost got it. Kane will give it off to Ella Brock high left side. Drive baseline. Fake and fade and miss. And a ball hits the floor and rebounded by Aubrey Wright of Taylor. Behind the back dribble. She'll deal across the timeline near side to Garrett. Driving to the block left. And she'll back it out with a right hand. Taylor Gregory defending her just like we saw Indiana Wesleyan do with their starting center, Nicole Ignashik, on Wednesday. She'll stop and pop from the free throw line. That one was just long, tapped around on the Garrett miss, and she gets it back after B Books gets the rebound. Garrett to the paint, tried to find the cutting B Books. Now down to Abby Books, who drives and lays it in. And all 7 Taylor points here in this third corner are from Abby Books. Biggest lead of the afternoon is 8 right now for Taylor. Driving and trying to score, and does, is Rachel Parks as she caught Taylor napping on the transition defense. Mount Vernon Nazarene will take a 30-second timeout as they trail by 6, 38-32, with 6:27 remaining here in our third quarter on the Trojan Sports Network. Taylor with the ball out of the Mount Vernon Nazarene. That leaves them with 1:30 and 2 fulls. The Trojans have yet to take a timeout here this afternoon. So far, it's been all Abby Books for Taylor here in this third quarter. She has all 7 of their points. And after the Parks driving layup, Taylor's outscored Mount Vernon Nazarene 7-2 to start the third quarter off. They lead by 6. Thought about a long 2 was Garrett from the right wing. Up top to Aubrey Wright, trying to dial it in from long distance, but that one just missed. And Abby Books tried to poke it away from Gregory, who did a good job of boxing her out. Ella Brock weaving and kicking. Havorka will drive baseline left in blue. Stopped by Aubrey Wright, and Havorka traveled with it as Aubrey Wright cut her off on the baseline left drive. 8th turnover by Mount Vernon Nazarene, their first one here of the third quarter. 5:59 to go here in quarter 3. Taylor with the ball from right to left. They lead by 6, and they're the 11th ranked team in the country. Gregory defending Garrett, who's all the way out near the volleyball line. Gregory waits for her at the league logo. Garrett trying to make her pay with a long 2. That one will glance off the back of the rim, and it's rebounded by the aforementioned Gregory. She'll dribble it up the floor, trying to take Bradbury to the cup, trying to go end-to-end, bangs with Bradbury and glasses it in off the high backboard. First scoring for Gregory since the first half. She's got 14 to lead the game, and it's 4 in a row for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They trail by 4. B. Books cut off to the cutting Abby Books at the top of the key inside the arc. Defended. Double team comes, step through, banking it in, and Abby Books has all 9 third quarter points for Taylor. After going scoreless and 0 for 3 in the opening half, she's yet to miss here in quarter 3. And it pushes the lead back to 6 for Taylor. Almost halfway home here in the third. Ellerbrock near side to Parks. They go down low. Gregory, who got it away from 2 Taylor defenders, with Bradbury defending and B. Books, who came storming in from the weak side. They couldn't tap it away from Gregory. She's got 4 in the quarter. She's got 16 for the game. And again, Taylor's lead is down to 4. Garrett led B. Books too much on the baseline, and that one goes out of bounds. Sydney Huffman back in for Taylor to replace Garrett. A 40-36 Taylor advantage. They led at the half by 1. They lead by 4 right now. They've led by as many as 8. Still no one except Abby Books has scored for Taylor here in the third. She has all 9 third quarter points. Bradbury tried to poke it away from Gregory. An open 3 look from Kane. She'll miss it short, and it's rebounded by Abby Books of Taylor. Kane's first try from 3, no good. Books to the near sideline right, had an open look at 3, who gets it back from B. Books from the corner is way long, and the rebound is Abby Books's, and now she'll fire a 3 from the opposite side of the floor, and all 12 third quarter points belong to Abby Books. A 7-point Taylor lead, and after the rebound and a shot, Abby Books has outscored Mount Vernon Nazarene by herself, 12-6 here in the third. 4:04 to go in the third quarter. Ellerbrock up top, trying to shake away from Huffman. Step back, long 2, left side circle. That will go off the back of the rim and off the basket support. Here's Meredith Deckard in for the first time in the third quarter. She replaces Aubrey Wright. Taylor leading by 7, 43-36. One off of their game-high lead of 8, which came earlier here in the third. So it's the Books twins, Abby and Becca, Huffman, Deckard, and Bradbury. 3 of the 5 starters out there, Huffman and Deckard, the non-stars. Backdoor lob. There's Bradbury ripping it away from defenders on the feed from Sydney Huffman. And that gives Taylor a game-high lead of 9, 45-36. And Bradbury, the first Taylor player not named Abby Books to score here in the third. Havorka, high left side with B. Books defending in the man-to-man. Kane will go up top to Ellerbrock, now off to Havorka. The lefty down low to Gregory. Help comes from Deckard, who found Gregory on the arms on a nice entry pass with Bradbury fronting Gregory. First on Deckard, second one against Taylor here in the third. And here's Gregory to the line for 2. Came into the day 59% from the line, was 5 of 6 in the win Wednesday, 2 of 2 so far today. And that one had a lot of backspin on, and it just grazes the front of the rim. Gregory, a splendid player from Mount Vernon, Ohio, 6'2 sophomore, averaging career highs in points and rebounds, and close career high in blocks as well. She'll make the second. She's got a game-high 17 points. Abby Books, the only double-figure scorer for Taylor. She's got 12 all here in the third quarter. Backdoor right, Deckard throws it up, and she'll miss it, but she was fouled on the try by Ellerbrock. Good pass there from the high right side by Bradbury. And an even better job by Deckard to seal off the defender behind her. That was Ellerbrock. Second one on Ellerbrock. First one against MVNU here in the quarter. And Deckard will go to the line for the first time. This is the very first game of the season. And she'll miss it long. Elizabeth Fee back in for MVNU. She replaces Ellerbrock. Fee's got 2 personal fouls just like Ellerbrock. Deckard 1 of 2 coming in. That came in the first game of the year against Asbury. And she'll this trip. 4 points for Deckard. And Taylor up 46-37, tying their game-high lead of 9. With 3:04 to go here in the third. Havorka tried to get away from Bradbury, now gets it, and she'll fire a long 2 with her heels on the arc. It clangs off the front rim and rebounded by Abby Books. She'll race up the floor. All 12 of her points have been here in this third quarter. Now she'll back it out to the far sideline, defended by Gregory. Trying to work it to twin sister Becca with a mismatch. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez calls the timeout. His first of the afternoon. Martinez not happy across from us. Calls a 30-second timeout and draws his team together. 2:46 to go in the third. Taylor up by 9 over Mount Vernon Nazarene here on the Trojan Sports Network. No changes to the Taylor 5. Deckard, Huffman, Books, and Bradbury. Havorka, Kane, Gregory, Fee, and Parks, the 5 Nazarene. 20 to shoot. Bradbury will bounce it up on top of the Paul Patterson Court logo to Sydney Huffman. She'll back it out near the center jump circle. Fires a pass to the cutting Deckard near sideline. Looking into the paint, up top to Abby Books. Down low to Huffman. Gregory comes in for the block and gets it, but then Gregory fouled her as she had her right hand hit Huffman as her left hand went for the block. That's a bad one for Gregory today. That's her third. She's their leading scorer with 17. She's their leading rebounder with 5. And now Huffman with an opportunity to make it a double-figure Taylor lead. First one, long. And you can hear Taylor head coach Jody Martinez in the background telling her to slow down. So an opportunity to make it a 10-point lead. First one was long. Second one runs and rolls and goes. 6 for Huffman, first point here of the third quarter. And Taylor up by double figures for the first time today. They're up 47-37. They've outscored MVNU by 9 here in this third quarter. Parks way out near the far side hash mark as MVNU attacks the basket to our right. Catch and shoot 3 from straight on is rattled in by Elizabeth Fee. Her first 3 ball today, she's got 9 points, and Taylor quickly up to the other end. Gregory defends Abby Books. Taylor's lead down to 7. Deckard far sideline guarded by Fee. Trying to run her through a Bradbury screen, drives and pulls, and 3, miss. Back iron, Havorka has it. And they're going to call an off-ball foul against Havorka. But a great box out there on Becca Books, but then as she felt Books move around her, she reached back and grabbed B. Books with both hands. Havorka, who's been nice off the bench today for MVNU. Still a 47-40 Taylor lead. Ellerbrock back in for the Cougars, and she replaces Havorka. 2:02 to go in the third. Taylor up by 7. Deckard will get it in along the near baseline. Catch and shoot, Bradbury 3. That one off a little bit long by Kendall. She's 0 of 2 from distance today. And it's rebounded by Gregory, her 6th board for MVNU. Ellerbrock drives and pitches, and Bradbury tipped the ball out of bounds. Aubrey Wright to the scorer's table for Taylor. And she'll replace Sydney Huffman. 1:52 to go in the third. Number 11, Taylor leads by 7, 47-40. They've outscored Mount Vernon Nazarene by 6 here in this third stanza. Inbounds pass to Fee in the near side corner. Caught right in some traffic, pulls up from the league logo. Her shot was long, and B. Books pulls in her 6th rebound. She and twin sister Abby have combined to rebound 13 shots today for the Trojans. Parks guards right near the timeline, trying to set her up. No look pitch. Abby Books has been hot here in the third. That's a 3 short, hitting the front rim hard, and Abby now 1 of 4 from distance. And they'll get Deckard for the reach-in foul as she got on the back of Elizabeth Fee. Deckard not happy. That's her second and the third one against Taylor here in the third stanza. 1:26 remaining in the third quarter. Taylor up 47-40. The Trojans coming averaging 75 points per game, and they're going to need a big last 13 minutes of regulation. They got to get to that mark. Screen and roll down low. Kane had it, got the shot off, and drew the foul. A nice screen and roll with a 6'2 Gregory. The guilty party for Taylor is Abby Books. That's Abby's first, team's 4th. And Kane to the line for 2. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy. Trying to find out. He is very unhappy with the officials today. Kane will get that one in just over the front of the rim. That's her first point of the day. Jody Martinez not happy across from us. He's voiced displeasure a couple different times with our officiating crew. And Kane will 2 points for her for the senior. And Taylor's lead down to 5. A 5-0 run here for MVNU after Taylor had built the lead up to 10 at 47-37. Deckard drives, left-hand scoop, good for a deuce. 6 for Deckard on her first 2-point field goal of the day. And Taylor goes back in front by 7 with less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. Screen and roll, Gregory slips, lost the ball, and it's a charge as Gregory collided with one of the Books twins. That was Abby. That's Gregory's 4th. She lost the ball, then got it back and collided with B. Books. MVNU head coach Amanda Short gets an explanation. She's cool with it. Gregory looked like she almost was going to travel with it, then lost the ball as her steps were going. 53 seconds remaining in the third. Taylor with the ball from right to left and White. They lead by 7. Abby Books up top, trying to storm away from Gregory, goes in, and Gregory trailed and blocked the shot. One of the top shot blockers in the country, but a nice round of applause from Taylor head coach Jody Martinez across from us, encouraging Abby Books on a good drive. She had Gregory beat, but Gregory used that 6'2" length and swatted the shot away. Ellerbrock around a screen, near side of the floor to Fee. Trying to put Abby Books on the floor, could not. Driving and kicking, Fee gets it again. Jump stop, pass swatted away by Abby Books and intercepted by 40 in white. A Books driving, angling, trailing. Bradbury, 3, fakes, spun to Deckard to the corner in Aubrey Wright with 13 to go here in the third quarter. Taylor up by 7. Wright picks up the bounce, looking for help. She's mugged twice on a push, and the 5th foul comes against Mount Vernon Nazarene. She got hit once, threw her head in the air, fooled me, and then the second time she got run into, she fell down to the floor. So Taylor in the bonus, and Aubrey Wright to the line for 2, where she's one of Taylor's best free throw shooters at 80% this season. Taylor up by 7, and that one stays down. Wright makes the free throw. Madison Neer in for the first time here in the third quarter, along with Maggie Koblenz. And that will allow Kane and Gregory to get a little extra breather with 6.4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Wright made the first. This one rattled around and dropped. She's got 6. And Taylor up by 9, 51-42. Fee drives, pulls up, long 2 from the right side circle, glances off the right side of the rim, and that will be how our third quarter will come to a close. Taylor outscores Mount Vernon Nazarene 20-12 in the third to lead 51-42. As we head to the fourth quarter, Taylor, the 11th ranked team in the country, looking for their 7th straight win. We'll be back with a 4th here on the Trojan Sports Network. Taylor ball for the 5 starters out there for the Trojans. Aubrey Wright, Kendall Bradbury, Abby and Becca Books, and Meredith Deckard, who runs on the baseline. But she's cut off right down the middle of the lane. Jump stop, looking for help. She'll bounce it outside. First possession of the fourth quarter, Taylor up by 9, 51-42. Bradbury trying to get into double figures, drives, falls down, lost the ball, and it's picked up off the floor by Danny Ellerbrock. She'll run the floor, a 4-on-2. Fee drives and stops and cut off by Abby Books. Becca Books there to double team. Fee spins and deals it outside the arc to Ellerbrock. Down the lane, tucks that shoulder, throws one up that missed off the near side of the rim, and Bradbury tapped it out of bounds. So it's Madison Neer, Koblenz, Ellerbrock, Fee, Perry for the 5. So Gregory will start on the bench to start the fourth quarter here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. She's our leading scorer and the leading scorer in the game so far with 17. Perry, mid-range right wing jumper, over everything, and rebounded by Abby Books. That's her 8th to lead the game. Abby Books will drive, scored all 12 of her points in the third, and she'll draw a driving foul here. So Maggie Koblenz, her first, and the first one against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in this fourth quarter, which has 44 seconds elapsed from it. First one for Abby Books from the line, perfect. 13 for her, all here in the second half. Abby, the Trojans' best free throw shooter at 90%. And she makes both to give her 14 for the game. Taylor takes their largest lead here of the afternoon. They're up by 11, 53-42 to start our fourth quarter off. Driving his feet, cut off by the Books twins. Back to the jump-stopping Perry. Taylor looks for a travel. They'll say that Perry was juggling the ball, and so no travel is deemed. Ella Brock near side, trying to spin away from Deckard. Outside the arc, it's spun. Koblenz fakes to her left, goes to her right, dives in, weaving. 6 to shoot. Ella Brock, Deckard guarding her in the left corner. Ella Brock in traffic to Perry at the line with 2, with 1. Gets it off just before the horn and spins in a right-hand scoop. First points for Rachel Perry since the opening half. She's got 5, and it draws MVNU back to within 9, down 53-44. 90 seconds into this fourth. Aubrey Wright jump stop, papped away by Perry up the floor to Koblenz, a 3-on-1. Deckard the only one back. Koblenz goes in and spins in a right-hand layup. It looked like it might fall off the rim, but it had enough centrifugal force to roll in over the right side of the rim. A quick 4-0 burst here from Mount Vernon Nazarene has drawn them back to within 7. B-Books fakes a 3, drives, and Perry reaches in and will be whistled for the foul. Second one on Perry, second one against Mount Vernon Nazarene here in the fourth. 8:10 remaining in regulation. Taylor will inbound it on the near 3:46 is the Trojans' advantage. Deckard with the honor. Into traffic to Bradbury, fakes a contested jump shot. Outside the arc, the pass goes to Aubrey Wright, who runs the point here for Taylor for most of the second half. Bradbury with near defending, spins away, scoop, shot was blocked, but they get near for the body foul before the block came. Near got her on the hip with a hip check and then blocked the shot. Near nods, she knows that was the right call. That's her second, and the third one against Mount Vernon Nazarene. 2 more fouls for Mount Vernon Nazarene will put Taylor in the bonus. They come in as the second best free throw shooting team in the country. And Bradbury, a rare free throw miss here. She made her first 5, she's now missed her last 2. Her mom has made the trip from Colorado. She watches across from us. Dad at home delivering the mail in what might be some snowy conditions out there in Colorado. Carter Kendall makes the second free throw. That gets Kendall to 10. Second Trojan in double figures in to give Kendall a breather. 8-point Taylor advantage with just over 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Fee bulldozes away into the right side lane, but threw the shot off too strong as she had a nice move on the open right side of the floor. Rebounded by Stratman of Taylor. B-Books transition 3, sets the feet and hits a 3 as she goes sprawling down to the floor. After missing 4 3-balls in a row, B-Books hits her second, and now it's stolen by the Trojans. Aubrey Wright wheeling, finds a trailing Becca Books. That one was from almost 30 feet as she pulled the trigger, and wisely gives off to Aubrey Wright. Taylor back in front by 11 at 57-46. Wright step back, flare screen, Deckard 3-ball, bang, from the right side floor. Second triple for Meredith Deckard. She's got 9, and she almost took the ball away there from Ella Brock. Taylor with a game-high 14-point advantage at 60-46, and that's a moving screen against Mount Vernon Nazarene. The guilty party is Rachel Perry. That's her third, but more importantly for the Cougars, that's the fourth one on the visitors. One more puts Taylor in the bonus for the remainder of regulation. Cassidy Kane on for the first time here in the fourth for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Same thing for Rachel Parks. They replace Fee and Perry. A Deckard 3-ball has given Taylor and a 14-point advantage. Wright bangs in, step through move, left-hand Glasser will just miss. But an aggressive move by Aubrey Wright has put Taylor in the bonus for the final 6:50 of the fourth. That's the third one on Ella Brock. Taylor has yet to commit a foul here in this fourth quarter. Aubrey Wright to the line. First one, perfect. 7 for Aubrey Wright. Lauren James on for the first time in the fourth. Bradbury back in. B-Books exits. Deckard exits. Huffman in. And she'll get Abby Books. Abby leading the Trojans with 14 points today, all here in the second half. And Abby 5 floor here in the second half. Wright misses the second free throw after making her first 2 of the day. Shooter from the right wing, 3-ball, just misses off the back rim. Huffman had it, then a behind-the-back save is deflected away and stolen by Wright, and now James will go one-on-one with Parks. She's got Stratman. Paul taps. Stratman got in. She's fouled as Stratman got caught underneath the hoop. But Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, you can hear him across from us, not happy that the Trojans left Rachel Parks, a three-point shooter, wide open from the right wing. So Stratman to the line for 2. Fouls against Cassidy Kane, her 4th. Stratman's first free throw halfway down and rattles out. Timeout, a 30-second one here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. That'll be their final 30-second timeout. They've got 2 fulls remaining. When we come back, Haley Stratman's got 1 more free throw. Taylor up by 15, 61-46, with 6:31 remaining here in the 4th. Jamie Netzley fan club gets to make a little noise as their favorite Taylor women's basketball player comes on for the first time today. Stratman makes the second free throw. Taylor up 62-46. As Gregory on for the first time, a drive and a foul. That'll put Parks to the line for 2 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. It's against Haley Stratman, her first, team's first. They'll send Parks to the line for 2. Havorka also back in for the first time here in the 4th for Mount Vernon Nazarene with Gregory. Parks makes the first free throw. Parks was 6 off the Mount Vernon Nazarene bench and cannot get 7. That one rolls off. Picked off the floor by Huffman. Quickly to the floor to Netzley. The lefty drives, looking for her first points of the season, and there they are. She spins it in from the left side of the glass. Just the second game that Netzley has played all season, and she gives Taylor a 64-47 lead. Down low, Gregory got away from Bradbury and an easy right-hand layup. First fourth quarter scoring for Gregory. She has got 19 to lead the cause for Mount Vernon Nazarene today. Taylor up 64-49. Huffman drives and kicks. Right sideline, Stratman down low to the cutting Bradbury. Low pass, Kendall got it back, turnover. Bank shot no good. Netzley goes storming in as she collides with Gregory. And that'll be the 5th one on Taylor Gregory. And that's a tough one for Mount Vernon Nazarene to take as Gregory will foul out for the first time this season. Gregory was in there, Netzley came in, and as Netzley jumped into the air, that's when the two collided. And that's a tough one for the 6'2 Gregory to take. She fouls out for the first time this season. Jordan Campbell in for the first time today for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Ellerbrock back in for MVNU. 5:42 to go in the 4th. Netzley to the line for 2 for the Trojans. The lefty out of Illinois. The first one. Too long off the back of the rim. And like you heard earlier when Sydney Huffman was at the line for Taylor, you can hear Taylor head coach Jody Martinez reminding his players to slow down and take their time at the line. Jamie missed the first. She will miss the second one. Short tapped around, and Haley Stratman will be whistled for the foul here down low against Taylor as she went for the rebound. Second one against Taylor here in the 5:42 to go here in this 4th stanza. Taylor has outscored MVNU 13-7 here in the 4th, and they lead by 15. Ellerbrock runs the point, passing to the near side corner, and the newcomer Jordan Campbell. Near sideline, Bradbury defends her. A very small lineup out there right now for MVNU with Havorka, the tallest player at 5'8". She'll drive baseline left, Euro step through 2 defenders, throws it off the high glass. It was almost down, but then it just rattled out. Excuse me. Haley Stratman with her 3rd rebound of the day for Taylor. And Netzley will run the point now off to Huffman. Between the circles, lost the dribble, keeps it alive momentarily. And James will intercept the pass for Taylor. One-hand whip down the Stratman, sets her feet, dealing to Netzley, back to Stratman. And James whipped one down there with a right hand. Jabbing, driving, scooping, scoring. James. 5 for Lauren James. And Taylor up 66-49, 4:45 to go in the 4th. Parks to Havorka, open, left wing, 3-ball tried, long, goes off of her teammate's hand, Campbell, and out of bounds, and Taylor will get the ball back. Havorka 0 of 3 from 3-point range. James, Netzley, Stratman exit for Taylor. Wright and Becca and Abby Books come back in for Taylor. 66-49, the Taylor lead for number 11 Taylor. 4:36 and counting here to go in the fourth on a snowy afternoon here in Upland, Indiana. They're expecting between 3 to 4 inches up here in East Central Indiana, with more to come tonight. Right between the circles of the cutting Bradbury, kicks it out to B. Books, looking for her third 3 of the afternoon, and she'll rattle that one in from the left wing. 8 for Abby Books, make it 9, as B. Books is connected on 3 3-point tries today. Havorka drives, a lefty shot, rainbows in softly from 15 feet. Havorka with 5, that's her first points of the second half. Taylor up 69-51. Trying to get it over to Bradbury with the Trojans, stolen away. That's their 10th turnover here of the afternoon. Havorka to the corner. Ellerbrock will measure a 3 and swish it from the right corner. Ellerbrock, a 31% 3-point shooter, makes her 23rd 3-ball of the year. That's her second one today. That's where all of her scorings come from. She's got 6. Right stops, left block. Huffman fakes the 3, drives right around Ellerbrock, pulls up at the league logo, and she'll bank it in. Huffman could have gone in for a layup, instead wanted to bank it home on a J. And the Taylor lead at 71-54 with 3:22 to go here in the fourth. Nice backdoor cut by Fee, and Havorka found her. Nobody covered Elizabeth Fee for the Trojans, and Fee lays it in. She has got 11 points for MVNU, 2 above her season average. Huffman trying to go end-to-end, throws it up. Try to look for the foul. It's thrown off the bottom of the backboard, and MVNU comes the other way. They're clad in blue. Taylor defends in white. Fee goes baseline right. Euro step. Shot was altered by Bradbury. Nobody gets it for Taylor. Huffman dives on the floor. It's a held ball, and the arrow points in MVNU's favor towards the basket to our right. Meredith Deckard back in for Taylor, replacing Huffman. Sydney with 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists today. 2:57 to go in the fourth. Mount Vernon Nazarene with the ball, trailing 71-56. Quick inbounds pass to Havorka. Nobody defended her, and she went in and laid it in. It looked like Becca Books had Havorka, then went to go guard the inbounder, Ellerbrock. 13-point Taylor lead, 71-58, with 2:44 remaining here in regulation time. The Trojans, 2:40 away from winning their 7th straight game. Deckard got to the free throw line, had to kick it out on a good recovery by Ellerbrock. High pass Bradbury, mid-post left, bulldozing in, turning and scoring. 12 for Kendall Bradbury, 3 of 7 from the floor is the All-American. And Taylor goes back in front by 15. Wright goes careening right into Havorka. Havorka missed the shot, and Aubrey Wright picks up her first personal foul. Third one against Taylor in the fourth. 2:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. Havorka 1 for 2 from the line today, and the lefty will rattle in the first one. She's got 5 here in the fourth quarter. 8 for the game. Timeout, full. A full timeout taken by the Taylor Trojans. Head coach Jody Martinez not happy with his team right now, and they'll discuss things over on the bench across from us. With 2:23 remaining in the fourth, Taylor up 73-59. No changes to the Taylor 5, no changes to Mount Vernon Nazarene's 5. Havorka back at the line for one more. She's a 5'8 freshman from Salem, Ohio. And she makes both. the lefty with 9 points. And Taylor's lead down to 13. Bradbury will fling it all the way to the front court. Wright chases it down with Ella Brock on her back, and Aubrey Wright lays it in. Aubrey Wright with 9, a nice long assist from Bradbury. Taylor up by 15, ball tapped out of bounds, off the hand of an MVNU player, deflected away by Abby Books. And Taylor getting the possession right now. As our head official, Tom Newhard, says the way the ball is going, and that's in Taylor's favor. 2:05 remaining in the fourth. B-Books open from the left wing. She won't pull from 3 as Taylor will run some clock. They lead by 15 with less than 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Mid-post right, Bradbury. No-look bounce pass was intercepted by Ellerbrock, who is the other defender guarding Bradbury. A 2-on-3 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Ellerbrock hesitates, goes in, and her spinning shot is no good as Kendall Bradbury cleans the glass for Taylor for just her 4th rebound today, well below her average of 9. Nobody guards Deckard. Wright finds her, and Deckard will just have it rattle halfway down and out. And then as Becca Books went in to try to get the rebound, she gets called for the reach-in foul. Deckard was wide open, then tried to bounce it in, bank it in off the glass, and it just rattled off the rim and fell off. 4th one against Taylor in the 4th. B-Books, Taylor up by 15, 75-60, with 95 seconds remaining in regulation time. Ella Brock runs the point. Near side of the floor is Campbell, driving on Wright. Right-hand scoop from the left side of the rim short. And it's Abby Books' 9th rebound of the afternoon. She'll race to the far sideline, picks up the dribble, double team, trying to get it away. Ball was behind her head. And then Hovorka fouls her. Abby gets back to her feet. She's fine. She'll fix her ponytail, and then she'll take her free throws. 4th one on Hovorka. Taylor already in the bonus. And Abby Books will try to complete a stellar second half with a couple of free throws here. 2 of 2 from the line today, now 3 of 3. All 15 of her points have come here in this second half. Taylor up by 16 with 1:17 remaining in the fourth. Jody Martinez will empty the bench after the second A-Books free throw, which she makes. She's got 16 points. So the starters will exit. Back in for the Trojans, Kiara Nieto, Sydney Huffman, Lauren James. And in for the first time today, Madison Fisher and Kayla Kirk. 1:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Taylor led by just 1. In that halftime, up 31-30. They have turned it on here since to have a nice second half. Catch and shoot, right wing three, Ellerbrock off the back iron. Ball goes out of bounds. Good box out there by Kiara Nieto against Maggie Koblenz, who came back in for MVNU. Full court press. Nieto will fling it up to her classmate James, who accelerates and throws and misses. But that's because Kane fouled her. And that's the 5th one on Cassidy Kane. She'll foul out for the second time this season. And she'll be the second player to foul out today for Mount Vernon Nazarene. So Kane will exit. Madison Neer will come in to replace her. And 2 free throws here for Lauren James. An excellent free throw shooter. Had a deal with her dad before the season started. If Lauren made all of her free throws this year, her dad would rent her a Lamborghini for the day. Missed a free throw earlier this year, and she'll have to wait till next year to try to get the day with a Lamborghini. Taylor up by 19, 79-60. With 53 seconds left, driving is Savorka. She'll throw it in off the glass as she was fouled. Looks to be Lauren James with the foul. Nope, making Madison Fisher. That's Madison's first. And Taylor will put MVNU in the penalty. 51 seconds left, and Hovorka completes the and one. Hovorka's 13 have come here in the, or 12, excuse me, have come here in this fourth quarter. Huffman spins away to Nieto right sideline with 40 seconds left, and Taylor up 79-63. Huffman drives, stops to the elbow, a jump shot from Nieto, hits the front rim and catches the glass and goes in. First bucket for Nieto since the opening half, and Taylor up 81-63. 25 seconds ago, Havorka's three hits the front rim, will go off the fingertips of Fisher, and MVNU able to haul it in near side. Ellerbach drives, throws one too strong. Weak side rebound, that one will be missed by Neer, but she was fouled on the arm by Madison Fisher of Taylor. And 2 free throws here for Madison Neer. It hasn't been the prettiest game today for Taylor, but they will pick up their 7th straight win and their 3rd one in a row against MVNU as Neer's free throw misses wide to the right off the glass. The second one, with the shot clock turned off, will rainbow and hit the front. Fisher's hand, she couldn't haul it in, and another crack at the basket for Campbell and MVNU. Ellerbach, as between the circles, 3 is rainbowed in. Her 3rd triple of the day for all 9 of her points today. And with 4 seconds left, Huffman will pass it to Nieto across the timeline. Triple zeros will hit the clock right now, and Taylor will win today, 81-66. It was not the prettiest of performances by the 11th ranked team in the country, but they do improve to 15-4 on the year, 6-2 in the Crossroads League. And we will come back with our Ivanhoe's post-game show after this here on the Trojan Sports Network. All right, back here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show, joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Jody Martinez. Well, you only led 31-30 at the half. You outscore Mount Vernon Nazarene 50-36 after halftime. And you shoot 16 of 28 after the opening half. What was the biggest reason for your lack of success in the first half and your success in the second?
Well, I just think the issue in the first half was our starters didn't come out with energy or with any kind of aggressiveness on both ends. And I mean, you look at the stats, the Twins, that might have been the worst first half they've ever played since I've been here. And then they responded second half. And Kendall, I mean, I know she's got a hurt hand right now, and just, you know, she only had 3 attempts to shoot the ball. And I mean, a lot of factors. And, you know, thankfully the bench came in, gave us some minutes. And, had the lead, and I put the Stars back in thinking that would motivate them, and it backfired on us. That gave them the momentum again. But like I said, we were up 1 with all that craziness, then got up 20, and then we just finished it up.
Abby was scoreless in the first half. She finished with 16 points on 5 of 10 shooting for the game, so she was 5 of 7 in the second half. Was it just maybe better looks going down for her, or what led to her success? I mean, she scored your first 9 or 12 points to start that third quarter as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it, she was left open second half because of lack of production first half. I mean, she had a wide open layup, and I mean, she almost didn't even hit the rim. It's just things that are mental sometimes come back and bite us in the in the rear, and some of their old habits came back out again, and that's just frustrating. The last 2 days of practice, we worked on trying to improve our consistency on our effort, and that's it just felt like we were back in October.
You guys are going to play Bethel for the second time to wrap up the first half of league play, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Before you play Grace on Saturday, but I've talked about how weird the league schedule is, so we don't need to go back down that road.
Right.
But what do you want your team to focus on as you now put the second half, you'll put the second half or the first half to bed after Wednesday night, back in a place you know very well, obviously being a grad and spending most of your adult life at Bethel, but you're gonna play your 9th league game and then go back on the road for next week. How important is next week with 2 road games at Bethel and Grace?
Well, it's really important because, one, Bethel gave us one of our losses because we played like we did first half and never overcame it and lose by 4. We have to realize, hey, you're ranked 11 now. You were in the top 10. Everyone wants to beat you. Everyone's going to come after you. I mean, that's what you do when you're the underdog. And we have to come out there and set a precedent that we are deserving of our ranking. We're deserving of where we're at and everything we've worked hard for. But you can't, a 40-minute game, it's a 40-minute mental toughness game. And skill-wise, you would think we were better, but first half it didn't show it.
Jody, thanks for the time. Good luck getting home with all the snow.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Jody Martinez, the head coach of the Trojans, joining us here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Taylor wins today by a final of 81-66. As we mentioned, they outscored Mount Vernon Nazarene by 15 in the second, or something by 14, 50-36. The Trojans had 2 in double figures. Everyone played today, all but 2 scored. Abby Books had 16 to lead the Trojans on 5 of 10 shooting. All 16 of her points came in the second half, including 12 in the third, as Abby went 5 of 7 from the floor in the second half, and she went 2 of 3 from three-point distance. She also pulled down a team-high 9 rebounds. Kendall Bradbury had 12 points and 4 rebounds, 2 assists on just 3 of 7 shooting. Kendall was also 0 of 2 from three-point distance. The Trojans also had a couple other players really close to double figures. They had 3 with 9. Aubrey Wright, Becca Books, and Meredith Deckard. Sydney Huffman had 8 points off of the Taylor bench. As waters are delivered to us. Remember to hydrate, kids. It's snowy out there. You got to hydrate. That's important. Back to the box score. Lacey Garrett with 1. Lauren James was 7 off the Taylor bench. Haley Stratman had 4. Netsley with 2 on her first bucket of the season. Madison Fisher and Kayla Kirtley came in late, played but did not score. Neither took a shot. And Kiara Nieto was 4 of 4. Her first bucket back in the first half was a pretty transition pass on a bouncer from Meredith Deckard. The Trojans' leaders in assists were 4 players. Wright, Garrett, and Huffman all had 4. That's back-to-back strong assist performances by Sydney Huffman. She had 5 in the win over Indiana Wesleyan on Wednesday. She had 4 again today. The leading scorer for Mount Vernon Nazarene was Taylor Gregory. She had 19 points in 24.5 minutes before having to go to the bench by fouling out. She was 7 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 7 from 3, and 3 of 4 from the line. She was also Mount Vernon Nazarene's leading rebounder with 7. Elizabeth Fee had 11 points. Kayla Havorka had 12 off the MVNU bench. Other scorers, Nanny Ellerbrock had 9. Rachel Parks, 6. Maggie Kobletz with 2. Rachel Perry with 5. And Cassidy Kane with 2. Jordan Campbell and Madison Neer both played but did not score. As we mentioned, Gregory, the leading rebounder for Mount Vernon Nazarene with 7. Their leader in assists was Ellerbrock with 4. Special thanks to our producer, Cole Schrock, and our camera operator, Michaela Hartley, working with all of our issues today with all of our equipment. We'll be ready to go for the men's game here with our backup equipment. It's Taylor against number 5, Mount Vernon Nazarene on the men's side when we come back here shortly on YouTube and the Trojan Sports Network. For now, good afternoon and good night from Upland, Indiana.